Hey readers, today we are going to be learning a new spelling rule. And it's the first time we're really talking about how two letters can work together to make one sound. So this rule is called the Floss Rule, or sometimes it's called the FLSZ Rule. And you'll find out why. It'll all make sense in just a moment. So we've already learned that the letter F makes the sound f, like feather. Can you say f? And we've learned that the letter L makes what sound? L, like lion or leaf. We've learned that the letter S makes the sound S, like snake. And we've learned that the letter Z makes the sound Z, like in the beginning of the word zebra. Now, here's where things get interesting. There's this rule called the Floss Rule. You can see my little friend Jeff Floss up there with his floss. And this rule applies to words that are one syllable or just one clap long. It refers to words that have a short vowel, so words that have a, e, a, or and words that end with the letters F, L, S, or Z. In those situations, when it's one syllable, it has a short vowel, and it ends in F, L, S, or Z, you double the final letter. Let me show you. So if we've got a one-syllable word, our chin only drops once, like the word Jeff, and we have that short E, then because the word ends in F or the F, we double it up, and the name Jeff is spelled J-E-F-F. So F gets doubled to double F, L gets doubled to double L, S gets doubled to double S, and Z gets doubled to double Z. Exactly. Here's a great poster to help you remember what to do. This says, Jeff will pass Buzz. And you see all four of those words are following the Floss Rule. J-E-F-F, Jeff, will, W-I-L-L, will, pass, P-A-S-S, exactly, pass, Buzz, B-U-Z-Z, Buzz. Jeff will pass Buzz is a great mnemonic or special memory tool to help you remember the Floss Rule. Let's read some words that end in F that follow the Floss Rule. The red word says off. The blue word says sniff. The green word says puff. And the orange word says staff. All four of those words, we're doubling up that F because it follows the Floss Rule. They're one syllable, they have a short vowel, and they end in the letter F in this case. Here's some L words that follow the rule. We have the word bell, dill, doll, and smell. And they all follow the rule because they have how many syllables? One. Is the vowel a short vowel or a long one? It's a short vowel. And they end in what letter? The letter L. Here's some that end in the letter S. The red word says boss. The blue word says class. The green word says hiss. And the orange word says press. They have how many syllables? One. They have a long vowel or a short vowel? A short vowel, and they end in what letter? The letter S. Now let's look at some words that end in the Z. So we've got buzz, fizz, fuzz, and jazz. Explain to somebody around you why these words follow the Floss Rule. So here's the thing. There are a few times that the Floss Rule gets broken. There's some rule breakers. And I'm going to have to tell you about them so that you know that the Floss Rule doesn't work 100% of the time, but it does work a lot. So let me tell you about these rule breakers. These four words just break the rule. There's no real reason for it, and we just have to learn and memorize these four words. So the first word is if. If, pal, like somebody's friend is their pal, us, and yes. These are our rule breakers. They do what they want, and we just have to learn how to spell them and how to read them. So I'm showing them to you so that you can know these rule breakers just want us to pay special attention to them. So if, pal, us, and yes. Now, these three words seem like rule breakers, but they're actually not. And here's why. So that first word, the word bus, the next word gas, and the last word ref, they're actually nicknames for a long word. And so that's why they seem like they're rule breakers, but they're just nicknames. So a bus, the actual word for it, the long word, is omnibus. And so we call it a bus, but bus is its nickname. For gas, the full word, you might know this, is gasoline. And so we refer to it as gas, but again, that's its nickname. And then finally, for the word referee, that's the full word. A referee, that's someone's job title, but we refer to them as a ref. And that's a thing that people commonly say, so it's the nickname for the word referee. Okay, so here's one more rule-breaking situation. Sometimes in words that sound like floss words, they end in what sounds like a Z sound, but it's actually being spelled with an S. For example, these words at the bottom of the screen, as, was, and his. In these words where the S is making the Z sound, as, was, and his, we do not double up the letter. So as, was, and his are just a single S making the Z sound. So these are three words that are helpful to memorize because they are pattern breakers, but you're going to see these words so much in your reading that pretty soon they'll be a snap to you. Let's take a quick moment to skywrite F, L, S, and Z in the air. So get your skywriting fingers ready. For the F, we're going to do a loop down and straight down to the bottom, go back up to the middle, and go across. Then for the lowercase l, we start at the top, go straight down to the bottom. For the S, we start at the middle, and we're going to go loop, 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 around the other way, and loop, 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 up. Very good. And finally, for the letter Z, you start at the middle, you go straight across. Now do a slant to the bottom, and do straight across. And that is the practice for handwriting these. If you'd like more practice, I have a page available in the link below. And if you'd like even more practice, I wrote a song about the Floss Rule, and that song is also available in the link below, and I'll play just a little bit of it for you here so that you can get a sense of the Floss Rule in song.
Short word, short vowel, making one syllable, ends in letters F, L, S, or Z. Here's the rule, you gotta double up that final letter. The Floss Rule helps us read and spell better. Let's march through some words that follow this rule. It's time to go to Floss Word School. Ball, boss, buzz, and glass, chess, fuzz, smell, and pass. Moss, grass, hill, and doll, off, less, hiss,